What up? Welcome back to the girls channel. But if you're new here though, hi there, my name is Nolo. I'm super excited for today's video. Like, it's gonna be a vibe. Like, I can't wait to show you, to discuss, to share my experience, like just everything about FC24. But firstly, I just want to say thank you so much to EA for an early access code to FC24. It's been a vibe playing this game for the last couple of days. Without any further ado, let's jump right in. Now picture this: the roar of the crowd, the thrill of the game, and an opportunity to shape your own football destiny. Is this what FC24 is all about? Stay tuned to find out. So in this video, we're going to dive deeper into the football universe, and I'm going to be showing you my experience, talking about all the new features, showing you some familiar features when it comes to career mode. I'm going to be breaking down manager mode as well as player career mode in this specific video. If you're looking to find out more about all the other modes, stay tuned for more videos that will be dropping later on today. So let's start off with manager mode. We know that in the world of football, the manager's like the unsung hero behind every goal, every victory, the tactics, the open top bus parades. So in FC24, manager mode has gone through a little bit of a makeover, and I believe that there's some features that have been added that make this whole experience a bit of a game changer. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Before we even step into the pitch, look at this menu. I dig it. It's so well organized. I feel like it's so sleek, it's stylish, it's easy to navigate, like you just know what you're looking for and where to find it, and it's a game saver. Like it's a time saver basically. And they've split manager career and player career into separate experiences. It's basically like getting 2 scoops of an ice cream on 1 cone. I don't know what that means, but hey, let's move ahead. Now, when it comes to creating your manager, most things are very much familiar, but I did notice some new drip. The options are there, so you can drip out your manager in a couple of new hoodie options. We get some shorts. If you want to give your manager some glasses, that option is now there. I feel like it's very fun, but it's something that can get old very quickly in terms of how you are dressing up, especially the real life managers. You can either dress to impress or you can just dress to amuse yourself, because I mean, have you ever seen the Don dressed in something like this? It's something that you can just really play around with when it comes to real life managers. But I do appreciate like the hoodies and the shorts if you have managers that don't want to rock sweats and polos and suits and so forth. So I really do appreciate like the little addition that we have here. And when it comes to real life managers, not all real managers made it to the game, unfortunately. So if you want to play with certain clubs, you'll have to manage without your favorite gaffer's face scan, because yeah, that is a thing. And also we still have that problem where with some leagues you don't have all managers there. You have like one manager there or a couple of managers there. I know first thing I looked for was going to the Italian league, Serie A. I went to go look at Roma and see if Jose is there, and he still isn't here, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, give me my Jose. But yeah, he's still not there, so that's a bit of a bummer. So yeah, if you want to play with Eric Ten Hag, you're gonna have to play with a weird random face scan. But once you're in the thick of it, things get a little bit exciting. So FC24 introduces something that we call a total management system. It's basically like being the maestro to your own symphony. It's a bunch of fun. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about tactical vision, because I believe this is where you truly put your own stamp onto the game. Like, this is how you are as a manager. You can basically implement your own personal style and see that happen on the pitch. And I've seen that, and I think this is cool. So tactical visions, there's about 7 real life ones that are implemented in FC24, and it ranges from like tiki-taka, you have counter-attack.
Why you park the car there? You come.
We have parking the bus. When I saw this, I was like, hello, Diego Simeone. Hello, Jose Mourinho. So there's like literally a few options actually to choose from. And also, if you want to be a risk taker, you can also Gegenpress. You can Gegenpress the whole entire game if you want to do that rather. Now personally, I've tried out the counter attack style, And let me tell you, it basically was a roller coaster of a match. Goals were flying in, balls were hitting the goalpost. It was heart pounding moments. It was just tense. There was literally no chill into the match. But if you really prefer to like hawk the ball a little bit more, I went ahead and I switched over to play that tiki-taka style. And for me, it felt like the complete opposite. Like it was so chill. It was so like the pace was just different. And it was very boring, to be honest, because that's not my style. I don't like possession and short passes. I just want to like go, 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 go. And I took a step back and realized that's a good thing. The fact that the counter-attack tactical vision and the tiki-taka tactical vision have two different outcomes on the pitch shows you that tactical visions are really something that actually work. And that is amazing to see. Talking about tactical visions, we also have a new type of a camera view that is called the tactical view. So as you're playing your match, you will have the option to choose the tactical view camera. I felt like I was herding cats out there. Like everyone was doing their own thing. It's basically you just taking a step back and you're just watching your team do what they're supposed to do tactics wise. And I tried this and I was like, how are we going from like tiki-taka to just, why are we parking the bus? So when I tried it out, it felt like the opposite was being done. It felt like my tactics were not being implemented by the team. Simple passes that could have been done were not. Simple defending that could have been done was not. And it was just a very chaotic mess. So I don't know if that was just like the team or if that's something that just happens. It just felt like the tactical vision happens when you are controlling all the players and like physically playing the match. Other than that, you're just gonna see a whole lot of randos doing whatever they want to do out there, and you're like, you're costing me the game. And as for the tactical view camera, I don't like the manager view because I'm literally looking at the manager. I would have liked it if it was like more first person like view, and also if the manager at least moved around, if this is what I'm going to be looking at. But if you don't want to use the manager view, then you can just like watch the pitch kind of like as a spectator, and that's the better one because you can kind of see the full game and see what exactly is happening, and it just gives you a wider view than the manager cam. But here's where things get even more interesting. Coaches. Finally. So you can hire coaches based on your tactical style. They basically like the secret sauce to your burger. I don't know what that means as well, but we keep it moving. But hold your horses. There's a limit to how many coaches you can have and how exactly the whole coaching system happens. But I feel like the way it has been implemented, like we take it. It's like you get what you get and you don't get upset. Now, once you're deep into your career mode, the menus should look a little bit familiar, but they've spiced things up a little bit with the team strategy menu and the training plan menu. It's basically like having a personal trainer, but for your players. When it comes to team strategy, this is where you can view your tactical vision. If you feel like it isn't working out, you are free to just basically change it throughout the season, as well as move them across different departments because they do help improve players, and it even shows which players will be improved and by how many points they will be improved. So the more experienced and the more seasoned your coach is, the better for your team. But if you do get like your low-end coaches, they will improve. If the tiki-taka that you implemented is working, then they get better. And also if you don't like the options of coaches that you currently have, you can just check in the next day. They basically just refresh. When you're in team management, this is kind of where you see how your tactical vision and your coaches kind of like work together to help you. If you have a certain way of playing and you try to change like something in the offense or the defense, it might appear in red to warn you like, don't do that. It'll conflict with your tactical vision. And same goes with the instructions. You will be given some tips and hints, and you can either implement them or you don't implement them. It doesn't really make that big of a difference in terms of like specific like position and player instructions, but that's just me. And something that also blew my mind when I discovered was scouting. You know how we always had scouting? Yeah, sharp. But now scouting is a little bit different. Like it's just more tailored and more individualized. Like no more recruiting random players who don't fit your playing style. It's basically like a dating app for footballers. Like you be like, I don't like this, I don't like that. This is my criteria. So if you go into the scouting menu, you go to instructions and then you can basically say who you want, and then you will get those players that match your needs. So new things include selecting which tactics you want these players to be able to play or to like basically thrive under. Like if you're not thriving under tiki-taka and I'm playing tiki-taka, you're not gonna be here playing tiki-taka. Make sense? So you can choose this based on your current tactics or even your future ones. So if you're currently tiki-takaing, but you know that in about 2 seasons you're gonna be Gegenpressing, then you can buy or you can scout players that are gonna be Gegenpressing for you. So it's up to you how you wanna like basically scout players. Are you scouting for the short term or are you thinking more long term as well? You can also pick the condition of the player, which is super amazing because maybe someone is young but they're also currently world class. Then you'll be able to find that perfect player because not everyone that's like 30 and above is world class. You get like youngsters that are like freaking balling out, which is like super amazing that we now have like this criteria to set as well. You can also adjust the contract and as well as select which play styles you want them to have, which can help a lot. Like I mentioned, if you are Gegenpressing and you want someone who's able to Gegenpress, then do that. If you are tiki-taka-ring, then you are able to say, I want someone that's good with passing and maybe even ball control, and then you get a more suited and tailored person that works for your team and your squad. I mean, I mentioned styles, which brings us to something that we call play styles. What are play styles? A play style is basically like giving every individual player a theme song, but instead of music, it's like all the unique abilities and skills and traits that make them individually groove to that song. It's basically what playstyles are. They make your players more individual and more realistic. So if you are in career mode, you can check out which playstyles are available in team management. So like I mentioned, every single player will have their own individual playstyles. They might have a few. Some players might not have any. It's literally just more to give you a little bit of realism. So if a player does have a certain play style and you're playing a match, you will randomly get the opportunity. If you are willing to do it right and get it right, that player is about to get individualized to the core and they're about to do what they would be doing in real life. So it's still very like new, so not as easy to know which player has which type of play styles, but you kind of get an idea of, okay, if maybe I have, I don't know, Rudiger, he should be a G at heading or something like that. You kind of have like that idea, but obviously the game gives you more like play styles, so you might not know all of them, but I think as time goes it will be a little bit easier. Another sweet nice addition to the game include match prep. It isn't major, but it helps you see like the predicted starting 11 of the other team, as well as other useful information like that team's tactical vision, so that you can adjust as needed so that you don't possibly get outplayed or like embarrassed. Why would you want to do that? And if you like, you can do training sessions. I was so stoked. Like, remember how when you started a new save, you have to go train? Not anymore. Like, you can either do it or you don't have to do it. It really does not make that big of a difference. So the training sessions are here as part of match prep. And if you do opt to do it, your players that are currently training will get temporary boosts in terms of play styles, which may or may not help you secure a win. But I only did the training once and I was like, nah, I don't think it made that big of a difference when I played, whether I trained my players or I didn't, because like I mentioned, there's certain moments in the game where play styles just pop up and then you can get that finesse shot or you can get that, you know, that pinged pass or whatever it may be. Plus, it's those training drills that were there before that irritated me. Why would I want to do them now just for temporary like playstyle boosts? No, they get very repetitive and very like So I choose to avoid them, but each to their own. If you want to go for it, go for it. Gameplay wise, there's some new cutscenes and I felt like the game jumps very quickly into matches, which is nice because sometimes you just want to get down to business. Like, you don't want to be seeing cutscenes and be like spamming your A button or whatever PlayStation people spam to skip cutscenes. And I had no issues with gameplay overall because it felt like it was very smooth, very responsive, and there's some like new camera views. For example, when you get booked, or perhaps when there's a penalty, or when your player's about to take a free kick. It just basically depends. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, but those are the new cameras. And also you get those offside lines. So if you're offside, you might see that, which is very cool because realism. And when a player has actually scored, one thing that I did like is you actually see the actual photo of that player. Because remember, some of these face scans are not accurate. Some of these face scans don't like truly represent who that player is. And I feel like them putting the picture there to show you who scored, or even at the end when you are finished with the match at the end of the 90, you could see who scored the goals with the actual pictures, which is flipping amazing, because then it gives you an idea of who you are scoring with. And if you see them in real life balling out, you give you like, it's you. So there you have it. That is manager mode in EAFC. As you can see, it's not just like you do the same thing. You can literally build your football legacy one tactical vision at a time. You can customize it to however way that you want it to. I don't know how long it's gonna take for the whole Gegenpressing and the ticka-ticka-ring and the counter-attacking to get all, the same. But for now, it's pretty exciting to see the difference in gameplay and just to know a little bit about your opponents when you play. Alright, so let's take a look at player career mode. This is virtually you starting off as a football nobody and trying to make yourself a football legend. Unless you're playing with the real player's career, then you can do what you please with their career. Whether you're going to make it a success or you're going to make it flop, it's up to you. Now let's talk about looking good while scoring goals or just simply balling on the field. Tattoos. That is finally a yes. This is something that we've been wanting. It's finally here. It's not like a whole variety of tattoos, but you can at least give your players some tattoos, and I am here for it. Another thing, face masks. Check. Listen, customization is slowly but surely improving in the right direction. If you want to look like Rudiger with that face mask, let's go. You can go for it. And also there's some couple of new customization options that you can put in, like some ribbons or hairbands, hair ties, whatever you want to call it, some tape on your player. So there's just little things that are added to just help you make your player a little bit unique. Of course, there's always room for improvement, like I mentioned. We all can't have Ronaldo's abs, but we can try. But I do appreciate what we have because it is a step in the right direction. Now let's kick things off. So finally, we have agents. Our players have agents. This is basically a ticket to a world of transfers, contracts, career twists that even a soap opera would envy. Really? Your player agent is like your trusty sidekick, guiding you through the ups and downs of your football journey and your football career. So I really appreciate this. Things get a little bit interesting. You're not just going to be stuck in one club forever until they're like, go out on loan, or you have to request to go on loan. You can make your decisions in terms of your career. You can build your own path. You want to play for your dream team? Go for it. But be warned, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. You got to impress at your current club in order for your current club to be like, once your season is over, you can still come by this side. Because if you're going to be a flop, they might just say, nope, sorry, we don't want to negotiate with you anymore. So this is basically where you just set your target team, like your dream team is like a goal. Achieve whatever you want to achieve, and then you'll be signed by that club that you want to go to. And another thing is you can do contract negotiations. You don't have to be stuck with the same contract until it runs out. You can improve on it, but only if you meet certain objectives. So for example, you'll have a contract that looks like this. It'll tell you maybe dribbling, passing, whatever needs to be achieved. And if you meet all those requirements, then you are set. Then you can set yourself up for a new contract with a bigger salary. Cash in that money bag. And your agent can also do nice things for you. They can recommend clubs. Maybe if you're dreaming too high, they can be like, hey, calm it down a little bit. We are not there yet. So the agent system is a little bit, it's there, but it could be bigger. But I take what we get for now. And hopefully in the future, it expands a little bit more and it does a bit more than it should. Also, in player career mode in FC24, it's all about living the dream, earning the bling, and looking good while you're at it. Other things that stay the same is the fact that you can still do those personality points things. You are able to make investments. You are able to spend your money. Every week when you get that weekly bag, your total money in your bank account will increase, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. So that is player career mode in FC24. It's all about living your dream, earning the bling, and looking good while you're at it. From choosing the path to scoring those objectives, It's bound to be a roller coaster of football emotions, a career emotions full of twists, just shaping the career the way that you want it to be. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this video gave you an insight, a look, a peek into what you can expect in FC24, whether you're considering buying it or whether you were just here to just take a look at what's happening. I truly hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your night, your afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, bye.